It feels really good, exploring new cities, new, new sounds, new cultures has always been something that I found exciting. So being here at Gnaoua for the first time is really, really exciting for me. So prior to the festival, I hadn't heard about it, but, getting here, I've started to, familiarize myself with it. I've been hearing a lot of, you know, artists performing during the sound check. Like I was hearing lots of that, and I think it's really, really exciting. I want to actually meet a lot of the artists face to face today. So my music, I would call it emo Afrobeats, and I'll call it emo Afrobeats because it has a very high level of vulnerability and emotional rawness with the music and the lyrics and everything. And I'll say the reason is because of my personality and, basically the general trajectory of my life. Like I've had so many, experiences that kind of pushed me to make music about certain things like love, heartbreak, pain, sadness, all that stuff. So that's kind of where that stems from. Yeah, I mean, growing up, I used to listen to lots of Fela Kuti, lots of Ebenezer Obey, lots of Osadebe, lots of Victor Waifo. These are the songs that my parents kind of put me on. My dad used to also play lots of classical music in the house growing up. So, that's coupled with all the pop songs on the radio and on TV, from the Western world, from, the Middle East, all these sounds influenced me to become who I am today in terms of music. Yes, that's when I started producing music, yeah. Slightly. My father taught me how to play piano, but production came from someone else. His name was Emmanuel Sheshi, so he taught me how to use FL Studio, which was the first software I used at the time. And yeah, after he taught me, I never looked back. Yeah, so basically, the story was I was about to release a few remixes for Love Nwantiti. I had a Spanish one, a French one, an East African one, a South African one, and basically a day before my submission deadline, I got a DM from someone, and his name was El Grande Toto. Um, at the time, I wasn't really familiar with his music, um, but he basically said, that Love Nwantiti was a huge success in Morocco and that, he felt we should do a Moroccan version that would sound crazy. So I was open to it. I said, okay, cool. Let's give it a shot. With that song, I kind of really wanted to unite different cultures with that sound. So it was very much in line with my goals. So I told him that he had to record it in 24 hours though, because the deadline was the next day, and he recorded it in less than 24 hours, and that's basically how it happened. And a few weeks later when we released it, it became a very big success. So big shout out to Toto. Well, I mean, I don't think any artist releases music expecting it to not be successful. So yes, I hoped it would be successful, but the fact that it eventually became successful was, very good news and very heartwarming for me. Yeah, I mean, definitely. A lot of people around the world knew me because of Love Nwantiti, you know. And after they knew me for that song, they eventually, started to follow my journey and appreciate my other music too, like Emiliana, Wahala, By Now, Felony, Why, And basically, I would say that was the beginning of, my global um, audience, kind of, That kind of led me to traveling the world, doing shows in Middle East, in Asia, in America, in Europe. It's been a very crazy ride. But yeah, I would say that was a very important part of the journey. Yeah, so CK the Second is a sequel to CK the First, and it's, you know, I like to call it the second coming of CK because it's it represents growth, it represents a new phase, a new chapter, and it represents everything that existed before, but twice as nice, as before. And it was really, really exciting to make this project. The project was entirely made in Africa. I wanted to make sure that the essence of the Africa in the music was very present. I didn't really want to make the music in Europe or anywhere else because it's Afrobeats, it's African music. It should be made in Africa. And, I had the privilege of working with so many great musicians to make it happen, great producers like BMH, who made most of the EP, Vision, the guitarist who played on, most of the songs as well from Mauritius. And, it was really exciting for me to make this project, and I love it so much. I listen to it every day, you know. Yeah, so this song was inspired by love, a love that lasts forever, basically. And, I feel like in my love life, I've been in a series of situations where, you know, I wanted to basically lock in with someone forever. And, in some cases, it didn't quite work out exactly as I wanted it to. But the search continues. I eventually want to be with someone forever one day, even if that day is not today, but eventually I'm looking forward to that. But I wanted to basically, put that energy into the world. And forever is for the lovers all around the world, for the husbands and wives all around the world, for everyone. Oh yes, I'll definitely have more music coming after CK the Second. You just have to stay tuned to find out.